What is your NSFW talent? I'm a guy. Sometimes I can have 2 orgasms, one right after the other, and the second one hits like a truck. It's super rare, though. You can fire each nut individually. Double-barreled. Double tap trigger on a charged rifle, OP. Mozambique with gold attachments. Guy, can confirm there's like, at least, 2 separate places a guy can have one starting near tip, another more common one deeper testicular rare but can have both happen like that if the stars align. I'm no doctor but from experience I think it may be that the nervous system down there has a normal standard web of neural clusters in the skin one can imagine. And if only opposite sides of the sexual part of the neuron web are both hit right you can get 2 for the price of 1. Edit. LOL maybe only some guys can have this, but this isn't prostate related. This would make that a 3rd. The second one I describe is the tip versus a standard one. Not that. If you intend to test, during once both lubricated, try just tip plus clit. That would get you at least close to what I describe. Sounds like a prostate orgasm. I can get prostate orgasms from absolutely no penis stimulation as long as I flex the right muscles. Usually happens when I climb ropes or poles. What I'm guessing is that during orgasm, you may be flexing the right muscles and stimulating the prostate orgasm. How often do you climb poles? Hold up, what? When I was younger I used to climb poles a lot because I'd get that sensation after a while. Was that what it was? Holy shit. When I was a kid we had tetherball at school, and sometimes the ball and rope would get tangled and we would have to climb the pole to untangle the ball. I used to get that weird sensation as well. What the duck? Wait, WTF, this happened to me too. If that was happening to me I'd be climbing shitty all the time, JK, maybe. Unless you just explained a lifelong mystery of mine. I was climbing a pole one time, many years ago, and had a sudden orgasm. I've never mentioned it to anyone, well, until just now of course. I was always extremely baffled by it, but this makes sense when I think about it. Happened to me once. Holy shit, I almost fell off the damn toilet from the second one. A fellow toilet wanker. Truly we are men of class and distinction. Oh, a fellow man of culture. I can't stand to look at the filth that are the bed wankers. Such a disgrace to humanity. Is it almost like a 2-stage single orgasm for you? I've found this happens much more regularly if I stop stroking right before I start coming, but then start stroking again after like the first 2 spurts. Man, if only we could figure out how to do this every time. It seems to happen most often when you're trying not to come, and the first one kinda happens anyway, but feels underwhelming. Then you start pumping the real one out like you're charging up a super sucker and it releases like a super sucker. I can cover my erect DCK with my sack like a boner peerage. This is definitely a sentence that has to be a first. Our brand new sentence. Is your DCK too small or your sack too big? If you cannot swing your ball sack over your shoulder like a transcontinental soldier carrying a burlap sack, are you even a man? My partner can do that too, and I'm now so happy to have another term for it. Boner peerage. Like, you can fold the nuts over like a hot dog, or over the head like a kidnapping victim? More like a child hiding under the blanket right before he is kidnapped. I can walk around a construction site with no hard hat on, and most of the time I survive. Most of the time? There was that one time. I can have the sex 4 hours without finishing, or I'll bust a nut right out the gate. There is no in between. I always wondered if I was alone there. It's like once you get over the hump you're stuck there forever. but the transition is a dangerous territory where you can pop at any second. Your WTF is that? It especially sucks when you're over the hump but then want it to end but it just doesn't. No matter how close you feel like you're getting, you'll never reach the end. Now I'm here bro. 3 seconds or 3 hours, nothing in between. Not me, but I remember as a kid reading a WWE WWF Kids magazine with Val Venis saying his secret talent was being able to balance a dozen donuts with no hands. I realized what that actually meant only about a half second after asking my mom how someone could even do that. I heard a funny joke somewhere as a kid and told it to my dad and grandpa at some family gathering. Realized right as I was saying the punchline what it meant. Basically a woman's hairy vagina. That gets replayed a lot when my brain decides it wants to watch a cringe compilation of myself. My grandpa laughed at least. Don't remember my pop's reaction. I bolted too fast. My daughter did the same thing. Me and the kids are doing your mama jokes. She looked up some online to help her and came at me with this gem. Your mama's like a hardware store. 25 cents a screw. I just looked at her as the realization came over her face what it meant. That was the most hilarious thing that ever happened. That's duckin' funny though, ha ha ha. Best thing like this for me was a family friend. Her 13-year-old daughter was humming the song Smack Dat, and I was surprised the mother allowed her daughter to listen to that considering her religious views. It wasn't till I opened YouTube and found a video with lyric subtitles did either the daughter or mother realize what the song was actually saying about. What is the joke? Haha, my daughter did similar. After watching YouTube vids of yo mama jokes, she told someone, your mama's so hairy, when you were born she gave you carpet burn or something like that. Face with tears of joy. Face with tears of joy. She had zero idea what she was saying. Who's the most popular guy at the nude beach? The guy that can carry 2 cups of coffee and a dozen donuts. Who's the most popular lady at that nude beach? The one that can get that last donut. Me carrying 2 cups of coffee in one arm and a dozen donuts awkwardly smushed in the other. Carrying 2 cups of coffee in one arm and a dozen donuts awkwardly smushed in the other. What ducking donut shop do you guys go to? Where I'm from they just put them in a box. Don't worry, even now my first thought was that's easy, just put them in a box and put that box on your head. Reading this thread, it dawns on me that a shockingly large majority of you work at places where it is not safe to have sex. I mean it's physically safe but it's an elementary school so definitely not legally safe. Please please do not have sex at your work. Who was your teacher? The cucumber. Probably a pickle by now. I can finish during sex then get right back at it within a minute, still hard, and finish again. How? Second coming. Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne, in 9 months edit, thank you for the silver kind stranger. Honestly it's one of those things that I've just always been able to do and didn't think it was weird till I read an article that mentioned a man that could go again in 3 minutes and it was unheard of. Then I'm like wait, it must be rare then. Teach me, oh wise one. Just be really horny basically. It also helps to be in good shape. As a dude who has been somewhat cyclically fit and fat, the double action was only available when fit. Yes, that's most of it. I run daily so I got the endurance part down. Yeah, I always thought that is just like being 30, and we will lose it at some point. An ex of mine was able to do this. It made for some impressively intense sex. Mine too. He was ready almost immediately. We had sex 9 times in 3 hours one night and I was literally flopped about the last few times with tiredness. He came every time. This is actually something you can train to do. Just don't give in all the way when you come. Hold it back as much as you can and force it down, and don't give in to the release and satisfaction, and you will trick your body into thinking you haven't really come yet. He was literally taught by porno lol, but not great in bed. He learned a few tricks but not the ones he needed to. So you had bad sex 9 times in 3 hours, or is more like quantity over quality? LOL. I was nuts about him, and sex isn't all about throwing shapes, so it wasn't bad LOL, it's more that I like more foreplay and affection. Quality over quantity for me. So, I feel like it's hard to maintain the same level of intimacy at 3 hours as it is at 0.25 hours. What are some ways to keep it intimate? At 3 hours I was near sleep LOL, just kissing and stuff like that. Nice and slow at times, not a shagathon. This, though I didn't know it was odd until my mid-20s when I was too into the sexy times and came before my partner got hers. I kept going at it until she was satisfied and found out that having no refractory period is a special talent. I can last for 10-15 minutes depending on the stimulation, then after finishing I can be back at it within 30 seconds. The thing is, I can do this 4-5 times if I wanted. It just stops feeling good after the 3rd time. This is also my superpower. I also didn't know it was weird until my wife, then girlfriend, was surprised by it. She was so disappointed after my first nut, but I was just like, what's wrong? It's not like it's going away. To her happily shocked look, found out that night that most guys' reload time is 5-10 minutes plus. Me too, but my first one always comes so quickly that I have to give like a warning. Hey, I'm gonna come fast, but I'm not done until the 2nd time I come. It's a weird thing to explain to girls pre-coitus. I can suck air into my ass. Had a buddy who could do that. Farts on command. He would ask the teacher to go to the bathroom, and if they said no, would fart uncontrollably until the teacher released the kid. Now I want to learn this skill. Ask and thou shall receive. https://www.dedeproducts.com/blogs/story/how-to-make-yourself-fart. Thank you. You are a good man. Bookmarked. This site ducking sucks. I bet he gets all the girls. Does it come out your mouth? When he coughs, you can smell couch leather. And now I understand cacofits somehow. Me too. Then I fart. Used to be a great trick at parties. I had some of my friends in stitches because it would almost be like one continuous fart for 10 minutes. Put tube in us, play musical instrument, profit. Circular farting. Gavin? I was looking for this comment. Same here. I think anyone can do it. Just get face down, ass up, totally relax. Air will whoosh into your filth hole, clench, squeeze, and fire the freshly fouled air back out. Repeat. I can suck air into my PSSY and queef it back out. Like this dude. https://wikipedia.org wiki/p%c3%a9 tomain. https://wikipedia.org wiki/p%c3%a9 tomain. I can poop without having a drop of urine leave my pee-pee. This is the least believable thing here, NGL. You'd think so, but my 4-year-old can do the same. He pops, cleans up, then goes back to pee. I'm like, what the duck, do it all at once. He just laughs at me. Like some sort of sick psychopath. I can pee without a drop of poop coming out anywhere. Yeah, right. I know for a fact that it's impossible to piss without letting poop out through your nostrils. Wait. I can come in about 6 seconds. So can I, but I'm female. Suspect username. Come on, let's be optimistic here. You're right, I've come to my senses. Well, that took about 6 seconds. My first sexual partner was like you. It led to a confusing future of expectations when we broke up. Same. My first partner was like that. She literally thought herself to an orgasm while sitting on the couch, just to see if she could. My next GF was really hard to get there. Was a pretty rough 180. My ex pretty much came on penetration, and my current long-term partner had, before she met me, never orgasmed during sex. I was incredulous and spent 6 months learning the ins and outs of her ladigaton. It's better now, but very formulaic. Everything has to be right and there's very little room for spontaneity or exploration. Better than no orgasm. Very interesting way to look at it. You fart on my cunt. Me too. I can come 3 times in a couple minutes if I have enough determination and the right vibrator. Soulmates. For about 10 seconds. Look at this guy over here, lasting 6 seconds. Ah, the 2 pump chump. You must be fun in church. Mr. Bragger over here. Fastest hand in the West. I can fall asleep anytime, anywhere. As a school bus driver, that's definitely not safe for work. Edit. Thanks for silver. For those asking, no, I'm not narcoleptic, nor do I have sleep apnea. I've done a sleep study. I wasn't in the military, but I grew up in a big, noisy city with no air conditioning, so had to sleep with windows cracked. I taught myself to fall asleep in any condition, and now as an adult can fall asleep scary fast according to my wife. Chuckles, I'm in danger. My BF is like this. I have intense envy for this ability. It takes me forever to drop off at night. I can squirt jizz like across the room with sniper-like precision. Tough talk for someone within cumshot distance. Do you feel lucky, Spunk? I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Well, to tell you the truth, in all this excitement I kinda lost track myself. Backed away slowly, not so fast, hot shot. The railgun did not like that. I never thought I would ever ask this, but have you ever measured the distance? No, but I should. Sometimes I fall over from the recoil though. Man down sir. I'm not sure we can hold them much longer. It is time. Pulls out magnum dong. Remove the monster condom. It's time to get seminous. I just picture when Handuck came and tore a hole in the roof. What he failed to tell you is he comes in a cup and loads it into a squirt gun. Skeet 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 water gun. Username checks out. I can attract the people I don't like and repel the ones I do like. I feel this in my soul. We are IP together, homie. Make room for a third man. These heartbreaks don't get any easier. At least you attract people. Used to have that problem until I realized it was because I was acting stupidly different around the people I was interested in, and completely being myself towards everyone else. To people I liked, I likely came over as bending over backwards level spineless, and to people I didn't care for I came off like someone who put themselves and their happiness first and who took care of himself. I stopped acting differently towards people I had feelings for, and the problem went away. I was almost treating crushes like I would a cute animal, right up to the inflectional tone change, all with good intentions, but it's obvious to see how it was a turn-off for many. AMD those that gave me a chance at the time inevitably got driven away by it. Impenetrable virginity. Happy cake day, dude. I can suck my own DCK, and no, it does not feel like getting your DCK sucked. It feels like sucking a DCK colon. I always wondered about this. Try tickling yourself, doesn't work, same thing. Holy crap, I just tried tickling myself and it did feel like I was sucking a DCK. The Ole Reddit tickle DCK suck switcheroo. Classic. This is some logic error loopshty that's hurting my head. Do you notice when you try to tickle yourself, it doesn't incite much response as compared when someone else is doing it to you? That's because your body doesn't see itself as a threat as opposed to the second, third person. It explains why handjobs feel better than DIY handies. That's because your body doesn't see itself as a threat. Thanks. Now whenever I get a hand job, I'm going to hear, "Are you threatening me? Oh, you're approaching me. Instead of running away, you're coming right to me. I can't get beat the shit out of you off without getting closer." Win-win. Username doesn't check out. I disagree. I used to be able to do it and really enjoyed it. I am 100% hetero. I am really not interested in men or DCKS. Not even slightly. It just did not matter sucking my own. While I no longer am flexible enough to do it, I still fantasize about it, and every once in a while, I dream about it during my sleep, and it's fun because I can really deep throat myself in my dreams. This is an answer I never knew I wanted to know about until I read it. Maybe you are just bad at sucking DCK. But do you enjoy it? My pain tolerance goes up extremely when I'm horny. This helps a lot because I'm a masochist who likes nipple play. I believe they've done studies on this and apparently this is true about most people, to some degree. Something about putting one's hand in an ice bucket when aroused versus when not. This could be to make sex more pleasurable. I mean, something going inside your body isn't comfortable. One thing my higher pain tolerance doesn't help, the fact that I'm a sub who can't take it up the rear. Damn, that is a real bummer. Did anybody else's nipples just get hard? While I sometimes have a hard time getting wet, it is very easy to make me orgasm. My partner takes great joy in making me come with the slightest touch. Also, I have no gag reflex. I had a girlfriend like that. I would hot dog her for foreplay and she would come before I ever got to the deed. What? He had a girlfriend like that. He would hot dog her for foreplay and she would come before he ever got to the deed. Come again? He had a girlfriend like that. He would hot dog her for foreplay and she would come before he ever got to the deed. God. Wait, when did God duck this guy's wife? Shall need another hot dog. Dick in between but not penetrative. Hot dog. He used to feed a girl hot dogs and then diddle her. The duck is hot dogging? A wiener between the buns. I will never have sex the same thinking of that specific action as hot dogging. How's your inbox these days? I have made mistakes. I don't actually gag if I, for instance, shove my finger down my throat, but I can still choke on food for some reason. Well, gagging I think is usually a uvula thing, that little testicle way back in your mouth, compared to choking, which is blockage of AskReddit. Thanks for gold and silver, my first time getting either and both of them are on my highest upvoted comment. Little testicle LOL. Jiggity. So it's a boy house? My finger. Smallest DCK this side of the Mississippi. Missing puppy edit 2. Removed the cringy edit. Thanks, kind strangers. MISSISS small PPI. You ruined your comment. I hope we are on the same side. I have very active kidneys, so I have a very strong pee stream and can pee about 20 feet. Damn man, I measured 15 feet. For me, I thought I had something special until I started reading the comments. You what? I have very active kidneys, so I have a very strong pee stream and can pee about 20 feet. Oh, thanks. But like our prices have never been lower. Shouldn't you be giving a shout out to your bladder rather than your kidneys? I don't think your kidneys have much to do with that. Legend has it that if I run fast enough without a bra on, my boobs flap so quickly that I start flying. Quick question, are you a dude? Yes. Not op, but okay. Calm your tits. Rest your breasts. Acuna your tatars. Undo the calamities that is your mammaries. Hold your bust before it combusts. Stop your honkers from going bonkers. Hot. Subtle. Making me second guess myself. I have a very hard time having an orgasm, so I can basically duck forever. I'm married by the way, and this is a curse at this point. Edit. RIP my inbox. I'm a male BTW. Thanks for the silver kind stranger. My girlfriend's nickname for Lixapro when I was on it was Sixapro. I would last forever. Fun for her. Not much for me. She'd get several orgasms into it and I'd just be like, we can stop whenever you want, I guess. I was on Lixapro for like a year, and not only did it kill my sex drive, I couldn't climax no matter how long I went. It was horrible. So I quit for about 3-4 months. Anxiety came roaring back, so I said duck it, went back on it. I haven't had a single issue with my sex drive or getting off. It's like I'm taking nothing at all. No idea what that 4-month break did, but for some reason I have totally zero side effects this time. Drugs are weird, man. I hope you can be a case study for future use. Use regularly for 7 weeks. Take a 12-week break. Then continue daily use. I was on Lixapro for like a year. Use regularly for 54 weeks. Take 12-week break. Then continue daily use. FTFY. Seriously, report that. As stated earlier, drugs are weird. It's a common side effect for the drug. Wait, I'm on Lixapro. Could this be why I have a hard time finishing? Yeah dude. Sexual side effects are pretty common with SSRIs. When I was on Lixapro, getting and keeping an erection was no problem at all, but having an orgasm was really difficult. It was like the normal pleasure of sex was way far away off in the mental distance, and I really had to focus on it intently to get anywhere close to finishing. MMHMM, and what do I do if I have all these symptoms with no Lixapro or any other meds? Real talk, talk to your doctor about it. Same. The shitty part is when your partner consistently gets off but you don't as often, so they start to question themselves even though you know it's entirely just your own body that's the issue, nothing they are doing. Having to reassure someone that you are in fact into them even when you don't always come gets difficult after a while. So true. I don't mind it too much, but sometimes you just see their disappointment and it feels like it's getting in their head, which just sucks. I'm actually going through something similar to this RN. Any tips? With reassuring someone, just be honest about it. Let them know you love them and that you just have a tough time reaching an orgasm. Communication is always the best route. My boyfriend had difficulty orgasming whilst on similar drugs. I really took it to heart at first, convinced myself that it was something to do with me, but he always reassured me and told me that he even had issues when masturbating. I think that's the point I realized that I shouldn't take it personally. I've experienced this as well. It's unfortunate because no amount of consoling really assures her that nothing is wrong with her, because it's been half an hour and you still haven't come even though she did 10 minutes ago. I too take psych meds. The worst was when I was an Effexor. Just literally impossible. Oh, and Risperdal can give you dry orgasms. Those hurt and are like super uncomfortable. I'm on Paxil and a high dose of Wellbutrin. I've been on Paxil. Stuff kills the penis. I'm currently on lithium, vitamin D, clonopin and propranolol. I get winded and can pass out because the propranolol slows my heart so much. Plus, the lithium makes being dehydrated dangerous. So I gotta take hydration breaks. But at least I don't have dozens of suicidal thoughts before breakfast and several panic attacks a day. This combination really got my panic attacks under control. The Wellbutrin was added 6 months after the Paxil and it really helped my energy level. The issue started with the Paxil. I'm thinking of just switching to a different 3. Apparently SNRIs are notorious for just removing the ability to maintain an erection, let alone have an orgasm. Everyone I've been on did that to me. SSRIs made me want sex even less than I usually do and numbed my brain. Plus the brain zaps when I'd forget to take the dose for a couple hours or so. I'm glad you're actually seeing results, because there's been less and less certainty of meds helping like they used to think they did. My one therapist showed me an ad in some magazine they subscribed to for some ketamine nose spray. Its side effects were ducking insane, severe depersonalization and derealization, increased suicidal ideation, anger, worsening depression, etc. And then she said, you won't be sad, but you won't be in your ducking body, so there's that. Fucking brain zaps. Coming off that tea was painful. I pretty much had to stay in a dark room for days. So glad I was able to overcome my anxiety and not need that. Wish you all the best. How on God's green earth did you get off of Effexor? Well, that's a fun story. I was on 375 milligrams for a while and it wasn't helping at all. I ended up hospitalized at one point, and while there they took me off of everything. They kinda just got me off it in about 2 weeks and I couldn't eat, and all I did for a good part of the day was panicking, tea and shower. Thing was, I'd been on so many medication regimens and nothing ever worked by that point. I had been given last-ditch meds for OCD, psychotic disorders, mood disorders, and everything, including some MAOIs to try and treat the depression. They pushed me to get ECT while being weaned off everything and I kept saying no. They offered me a 60% chance of reducing my symptoms. I did not find that a good enough percentage. Eventually I was re-diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder, given meds that act in off-label ways, and have been slowly getting into things with my 2 therapists. Things still slip up, and I've been hospitalized at least 8 times, not counting partial programs, intensive treatments and 72-hour holds. Damn dude, that sounds terrible, and here I am over here complaining about brain zaps from trying to stop Effexor. Yo, don't feel bad complaining. Those things ducking suck. It's like you short circuit and have to reboot before you can keep going. They're so uncomfortable. I'm sorry you're going through that. There is light though. Once you get through the withdrawal, don't be surprised if there's a rebound of the depression in like a huge wave, but it's temporary. The brain evens out though. I hope you can find the help you need, the support you deserve, and are able to give love to someone deserving of it. I love your positivity and encouraging attitude. It sounds like you've been given a pretty shitty hand to deal with, and after, in spite of all its ups and downs, you still see light in the end of the tunnel and try to encourage others. The world is a better place for having you in it. I wasn't sure other people had brain zaps from Effexor withdrawal. I have never been able to describe them to others. Whoa, I feel normally abnormal now. Much better than abnormally abnormal. My wife won't go on birth control, so we use condoms. I have a hard time climaxing with those duckers on. So it's a vicious cycle for us. I can't get off. She does way earlier than me. The remainder she does not enjoy. We do not have a healthy sex life. I wish I had the hair trigger I did at 18. If you don't intend on having more children, get a vasectomy. Total game changer and easy recovery. Buy better condoms. Hint, they aren't sold in local chain stores. Can you give suggestions? The My Size brand are great for me. Same. There is no limit to how many orgasms I can have in a session. I could roll on forever. It's an exhausting blessing. High score? 11. And then it devolved into jokes about my machine gun of a clit. We share scores. Oh, I thought you were a guy. It's a tie, but yeah, no, I'm a female. Sounds like you two are made for each other. We did it, Reddit. I wonder how he'll propose. Bringing his score to 12. Musical notes. On the 12th day of Dickmas, musical notes. My true love gave to me. I can massage my prostate via Kegels to the point of orgasm. I've genuinely never understood what Kegels are or how to do them. You know that muscle you flex to stop your pee midstream? A Kegel is that flex when you're not peeing. I can browse Reddit and look productive at the same time. Sucking my boss's DCK. You're hired. And promoted at the same time. Plot twist, it's a family business. I can bust a nut with no hands. Edit. Guys know I don't use my mouth, or anything like that. It's a technique, and thanks for the upvotes. Holy crap, this is the most upvotes I've gotten. Imitaker SC of it. Cool. Teach me, master. Vacuum cleaner. Coconut. Vagina. What's that? Did you not learn ducking US geography? I learned the regular geography, not the ducking one. It's okay, I can teach you. Hahaha, I got to use this one with a customer the other day. Customer, are you out of ducking lemons? Me, no sir, we're just out of the regular ones. Everyone within earshot laughed and the customer stormed off to probably yell at someone else. I love retail. Ah, that is beautiful. Laughed too hard here. Either just mentally, but that's a super rare ability, or cheat and just do Kegels. Flexing PC muscles can get you there with some focus. A hands-free has info and examples if you're actually interested. My husband can do that. I've watched him. He basically has an overactive imagination, so much he can make his brain think he's actually being ducked. Basically fools the nerves. What, like a horse? No, stallions literally beat their meat against their body in order to masturbate. Is this true? It sounds too risky to even attempt to Google it. I'm afraid I'd end up with horse porn in my browser. Use DuckDuckGo, or a kosher, so you can plant trees with your sacrifice. Google it, do it in the name of science and knowledge. I used to be able to do that when I was younger, kind of. Now, I can get very close, but it takes at least some stimulation to come. One time I basically did this while making out, feeling up my girlfriend, ex, and she got on me, clothes on, and started to grind. She went forward, backward, forward, and I threw her off me, came all in my pants. She was amazed. Yet I can last pretty long oftentimes. I just have to watch my imagination and how much I'll let myself fall into the senses and etc. I jizzed in my pants. I wear a rubber at all times, it's a necessity. Me too, it just requires a vag. Other mind nut, only achieved by the strongest of mind or weakest of nut. I know one other. Look mom, no hands. I can suck my own nipple, big titty gang. Me too, love being a guy. Man boobs intensifies. There was this one time, my son was a few months old and I had someone babysit him so I could go shopping. I didn't have any nursing pads so I thought, hey, I'll be back in time for his next feeding. As soon as I heard a baby crying at the mall, the milk began to fall. I had to run to the bathroom and suck myself off. I spat it in the toilet, so I wouldn't soak my shirt. Exactly the type of NSFW story everyone came here looking for, right? Sucked many clogged ducts out of my own tits when breastfeeding. Really the most efficient way sometimes. Woman with light skin tone shrugging. I'm sat here trying to figure out if I should tell my pregnant wife about these stories. Why not drink it? I mean, your baby drank it, it's not like it's waste or gross. I think the idea of consuming anything in a public toilet was too much for me, and I was in a bit of a panic, so. Nothing wrong with that, but just out of curiosity, why not just hand express it out into the toilet? I'm a guy and I can do some pretty good deep throat for some reason. I'm not gay and in fact I'm completely a virgin. But for some reason I found out that I can stick bananas down my throat and now I scar people by showing them. Have you measured how far? Not exactly, but I think my maximum is about 5 inches. If I didn't get so scared it would break in the middle of trying to take it out I might be able to go farther. Dildos don't break easily. Not with that attitude. Neither do DCKS. Don't peel it. I knew someone who could do this. He could inhale a banana completely down his throat, then regurgitate it back up again, as a full, seemingly untouched banana. It freaked everyone out. Be careful with this. If the banana is peeled it can break off and you can choke to death on it. It'd be an awkward way for a straight guy to die. I can deep throat popsicles and don't really have a gag reflex. Sadly, I'm a straight, happily married man. Edit. Wow, my most upvoted comment on Reddit is about me deep throating something. So many dudes are disappointed right now. Way to go. Son's crying now, cheers. Teach him to suck his own DCK, like that other dude in here. Son's crying now, cheers. Then relax your throat. Stop chewing. My male drummer can get an entire unpeeled banana down his throat. Duckin' drummers man, they're all weird. I bet he could drum these nuts on his chin. Our band had a terrible drummer. When we sacked him he was so depressed he threw himself behind a train. This got a real giggle out of me, lol. Ah yes no. It amuses me to imagine you demonstrating this skill proudly and publicly every time you get ice cream. Edit. Gulp glug glug gusp dart. Truly a waste of talent, sleepy face. Sometimes, if the rhythm, angle, and stars are all aligned, my tits slap together to make the perfect, clear clapping sound. Big titty gang is the real deal. Edit 1. I'm a female, but don't doubt that there's a male out there with similar talents. A skill is a skill, am I right? Edit 2. Never thought my milky whites would earn me a silver medal. Tie, kinda stranger. Time to sample that for a song. Yeah, I don't know why, but the audio quality is better if you send a video instead of just an MP3. I need the extra pixels for audio fidelity. Who uses MP3 for music that's TS compressed? What file types are best for it? FLAC, FLACCC, THICC, FLACC. To get realistic claps, I get on a table with an SM57 and clap my ass cheeks dead mouse. I can too, I'm a guy though. I can make my pee-pee small then big. A fellow grower. I read this as a fellow gamer. Ladies and gentlemen, ahem gamers rise up. Being a grower is why I have an irrational fear of peeing at open urinals. Word of my small pee-pee will spread, and I'll be forced to rub one out fully erect publicly to save my honor. I can do half that. I go from looking uncut and 2 inches to cut and 6 inches. I've had more than one woman tell me I need to make a video going from soft to hard because nobody would ever believe it. I feel like most women and some men just don't understand growers. I can queef on demand. What about pay-per-view? Does your stomach turn really weird when you do it too, like only your abdomen sticks out and your belly fat sucks in? I can make my wife come. Me too. I also can make this guy's wife come. I, too, can make this guy's wife come. I as well can make this guy come. It's not gay though since we don't make eye contact. Here, sign this no homo contract, there and there. I can have sex for hours and not come. First time I had sex I expected to last 20 seconds like everybody says. GF and I have sex for at least 45 minutes and I didn't finish. Even tried anal and nothing. Legit cried because I thought I was gay and not attracted to women. Been with a few women and only stopped because I got tired or she came. To date I have only came with 5% of my partners. I talked to a few doctors about it and was told it was a mental emotional thing. Sure it sounds great, but when the girl you love cries and says you can't come because you don't find me attractive is depressing. Go see a pelvic floor physical therapist. I have this. It's part mental and part physical. Stop jerking off or watching porn if you do. Men tense their pelvic floors really bad when they jerk themselves off. Cause it feels good, and you get way too used to it. Physical therapy solved my problem. Now I can last really long but still come when I want it. PS relax and hold your breath when you want to come. And make sure your pelvic floor isn't tensed. You almost want to be pushing it out like you're pooping. Do not poop in the bed OBTW. I also had multiple doctors tell me I couldn't do anything about it, before the PA solved it. Do not poop in the bed sound advice. It's super bossy though. Yeah, I mean, what if I want to take a shitty in the bed? There was comments above talking about the same issue, but they were talking about the sensitivity of the penis and not a mental thing. Not sure about your personal habits, but like others have said, that can be from lack of sensitivity in the penis. This is often from excessive masturbating. If it's for sure not a mental thing, no FAP November is upon us now brother, you should give it a try and see if it helps your issue. So far I've made it to day 2. Pray for me brothers, hands pressed together. I give rather fantastic blowjobs. I'm a cake decorator and use piping bags with my hands all day, so I'm very good at pressure control and working a duck just the right way. I also have gotten rather good at deep throating. My husband asks for them often and I love it. Talk about transferable skills. So why should we hire you? Well, I'm good at deep throating. You can start here on Monday. Hi, it's your husband. BJ please. Can I give you my girlfriend's email? So unlike other guys, I can't boast about size, average, what can you do, or even really all that talented with my tongue, and my stamina is a joke, but my hand game, I've taught 30-year-old women how to come from the G-spot when they honestly thought they could only come from specific clitoral stimulation. And my hand stamina is fantastic. Years of IT and woodworking have honed the physical, while I spent lonely years of solitude in high school getting off to erotic literature written by women going into great detail about what sensations they liked, along with having a solo fingering fetish for a while. For a guy that can duck for all of 2 minutes with an average DCK, I get hyped a lot about my sexual prowess for my hands alone. Weirdly specific. I like IT. This man probably got forearms like Popeye LaMayo. I can make chicks turn bone dry in an instant. Me too. Wonder Twins powers activate. Desiccation intensifies. I can go 6 months without wanking or having sex. What happens after the 6 months? He wanks or has sex. Thank you, Mr. Ben. Well, NNN should be easy for you then. I can have 15 plus orgasms in a row with no refractory period. They don't feel as great as the number gets higher, but I still think it's pretty cool. Everyone else is firing musket loaders and you're firing a Henry repeating rifle. Your responses to NSFW skills are way too historically accurate. I didn't realize this was unusual. I can do the same thing. And yes, I can confirm that they do get a lot weaker or less earth-shattering the more you have. If I thrust hard enough, my balls will make a clapping sound when it hits my buttocks. Every girlfriend I've ever has at some point told me to do the thing. Do the raw. I can stand on a swivel chair to change a broken fluorescent tube. That is not safe for work, I guess. Our technical truth. Considering you posted that an hour after the post, I guess the username fits. How you doing, wink? And I just lost no but November. Thanks a lot. If I laugh too hard or sneeze with a dildo in, I can send it flying across the room like a gooey, rubbery projectile. I've learned this after having playtime on the phone with my partner, and laughing at my own jokes. New challenge. Next time you're having sex, ask them to tickle you and see how long they can stay in. I can only imagine how much that intensified the laughing. I have a very insensitive DCK, medically proven, meaning that I can go 4 hours without ever coming. How was this medically proven? Strike the DCK with a hammer and measure the reflex time. 10 sex moves that'll blow his mind and destroy his penis. Asking the right questions. Sounds like your DCK can be a real DCK sometimes. Apparently my technique of Hitachi wand above the clitoris, tongue on the clitoris, and 2 fingers inside rubbing on what I think is the pelvic bone made my wife squirt for the first time and have an orgasm like she's never had, but I'm just an idiot still learning how to please her. You discovered the squirt trigger by accident, pressing up on that spot from inside while also pressing down from outside. I can't remember what it really is right now, but it works extremely well. You got yourself a lucky wife there. Isn't that the screenshot function? Well, now I feel weird about my phone. You're pressing on her spot. How did you not have your nose vibrated off? That spot is also the clitoris. It extends into the body and wraps around the vaginal wall. Bird watching. Username checks out. Losing no nut November in the first minute of November starting. I can taste the smell of books, and I like it. I believe that is called synesthesia, buddy. I believe it's called licking books. I can come with my mind. Learned that is science class : How? Well, it's kind of funny considering I've never had sex before, haha, but it all goes down to the roots, your preferences. Making a scenario is the most important part of this. You have to make one that is unlikely, yet not impossible. Like, it could happen, but the chances are so low. Anyways, once you have your scenario done and your preferences applied, you have to imagine yourself assisting the situation, introducing yourself, if they're stuck, asking if they need help, and working your way through points like these. Then, it's the most fun and delicate part. Once it gets hot, you have to imagine the feelings in your hands, your legs, your penis, vagina, etc. Since I have never had sex before, my memory consists of guessing how it would feel on my body, and it works. It's really important to imagine the feeling while you're doing your deed. Like if your hand is sliding down his ass, you imagine at the same time the feeling in your hands. Follow these steps and you should be able to nut no contact. Cheers. P.S. This information has not been tested for females. I am a guy, but I believe the principle still applies. Female here, it also works for us. Standing on an office chair while it spins around. Out of all the comments on this post, this has to be the most inappropriate. I have no gag reflex. This would be a lot more useful if I wasn't a gay woman. I can self-suck, considering a career in porn. Elaborate. Why, yes I am. Elaborate, thanks. Penis in own mouth. I can have sex with the same woman for 15 years and not cheat. Almost 18 years here, but with a man. 15 years here too. First and only partner. I'm the fastest shot in the West. Allegedly's. I can stop peeing mid-pee. BS, where's the proof? Is this rare? I can orgasm with one hand tied behind my back. I can orgasm when your hands are tied behind your back too. Smooth. I don't like BJs. I enjoy going down, and I either come super quick or not at all. I can lick the tip of my DCK, but I am working on my flexibility so I can eventually suck it. IDK man seems kinda gay to me. I'm a guy and I can fit a whole hand in my ass and a whole hand in my mouth. If you do both at the same time you could finally give yourself a handshake. I can't do either and I'm still able to give myself a handshake. Apparently I'm really good at eating PSSY, but I'm not sure what the heck I'm doing down there. Like so far every girl told me I'm great at it, and from the way their bodies react they're not lying. Still always a bit weird when I have no clue what I'm doing right, but I enjoy it as well, so that's nice. Trial and error. When you're paying attention to their reaction will always beat knowing what you're doing. Everyone is different. There's no one correct way to do it. We just need to pay attention to each other's body language to find what they like. Even if you're not meaning to, it can be subconscious. Side note, we don't always come from the same moves every time either. Reading our reactions is definitely the key factor to giving us great orgasms from oral. I'm in basically the same boat. I'm just winging it down there and next thing I'm getting my head crushed between a couple of thighs. I like to think I'm getting a technique together now, but in reality, I'm not. She's just covering your ears while she's screaming her ex's name. I only go down there so I don't scream your mum's name. My current boyfriend genuinely surprised me the first time he went down on me, like my legs were proper shivering without my control. And when I told him he was amazing, he was pretty surprised and said he isn't sure what he's doing half the time and was hoping it was enjoyable, hahaha. So you press all the buttons and hope for the best. I master that disconcerting technique as well. from my experience, it seems like the key to cunnilingus, trademark sign, is enthusiasm. There's mostly two types, those who want direct clitoral contact and those who do not. You gotta figure that out first and proceed accordingly. More like avoid direct contact at the start from my experience, slowly advancing to soft direct contact before going full lick a tongue. Sometimes it takes a while before you advance to the next step, but in the end it was always the favorable outcome. Just being really into it goes quite a ways. I can have sex with Joe absolutely anytime I want. Who's Ligma? Nothing much, you? How the turntables? I don't have a lingual frenulum, so my tongue can move in ways that most tongues just can't. It's not, like, a superpower, but I get compliments. I have strong pelvic floor muscles and can squeeze decently hard on command. I can fix a copier jam without turning it off or unplugging it. Late so probably won't be seen. One-handed, upside down wall twerking. Back in college it was my party trick. That was 6 years and 2 kids ago. Was sure I couldn't do it anymore, but while at an adult Halloween party, our friends wanted me to try again for laughs. Surprised myself when I was still able to. Shredding important documents. I can piss really far. Measurement? Let me work one up and find out. Update? I think he's dead. If someone sends me feet pics, they magically become millionaires by the next day. It's true. Try it. Seems legit. I have student loans. Don't tempt me. Send the Shaq feet. 2 inches soft 6.5 hard within 10 seconds. Grower not a shower gang rise up. Apparently sucking DCK, my BF swears it up and down. And definitely shows me he's having a good time while it's happening, haha. He said out of all the times in his life he's gotten head, he's only come from it once outside of the times I've done it. Last guy I was with said he always had to finish himself because no girl could ever do it for him, except me. So either I'm hella good, or these men are just flattering me. I'll humor myself and just say I'm good, haha. Honestly, just having any level of interest in the craft puts you well above most women. I'm not particularly fond of blowjobs, most of my experiences are disinterested and toothy affair, but the one girl that actually initiated it with some fever is the BJ I remember 7 years and 3 relationships later. I'm yet to find one that enthusiastic. I get my jaw hurts after 20 seconds or a gag reflex at almost the halfway point, and I'm damn good at eating PSSY too and actually take pride in it, so it feels like a ducking one-way street. Not really a talent, but I'm unable to come in the morning. It has to be at least 12:30. Cunning linguistics. Weird one. If hit just right I can squirt like a water hose several feet. It's very weird and I just found that one out a few weeks ago. I'm 50 and can still get erections like a 16-year boy. It's made me way overly popular with women around my age and I am tired. I'm surprised not to see it yet, but I have really intense vaginal muscles and can control them pretty well, so I can grab onto a DCK with them. My ex said it was like I have a magical tentacle monster inside my PSSY. I don't really know how else to put it and thought I would find another poster who was able to phrase it more eloquently. This is a little party trick of mine, but I can pop my eye out of the socket and put eye back in again. Don't. I have a reputation around campus for being the fastest nut in the West. I play death metal drums, which requires a lot of blast beats and double bass, so I drop blast beats on chicks' vajays with my hands. Gets them soaking in seconds. As a bassist, I sometimes just finger a song I'm practicing at the time. So far, Smooth Criminal has a perfect record. Welp, time to learn drums and piano while I'm at it. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Just don't play the Violation by Flesh God, that's how you kill a woman. I can go years without sex. So far I've gone 23 years and coincidentally I am 23 years old. I stay hard after I come. I can position myself head down, ass up, on all fours and suck an air through my bumhole and then release said air, making the loudest damn farts known to humankind. I am a man and never have tried butt stuffs, just learned it at soccer camp. I can come over my head. Everyone who's seen it seems to be impressed. I thought it was normal till someone pointed it out, lol. Not me, but my friend's uncle can apparently eat a chip using his DCK by placing chip on said DCK and swinging his DCK upwards like a catapult. I can wrap my ballsack skin around a doorknob. I can dry up the wettest vaginas simply by speaking with a British accent. I can eat a woman out without my jaw hurting or needing to stop and readjust for air. I have also mastered the art of doing little circles or infinity paths with my tongue while mixing up the pressure applied and changing the flatness of my tongue in just the right way to make my wife happy. I've come up with a way to go down on girls that is highly effective and always causes